Hello, BookTube. I've got a little mail for you on this cold, dark, rainy day. Sorry very much about missing all videos yesterday, but yesterday was the exact opposite of today. It was unbelievably beautiful. Just an unbelievably beautiful day. And first thing in the morning, I thought, well, you're laid out here on the little couch. You've got a sleeping puppy on you. You've got the sunlight and the bird song and everything. So just enjoy the morning. Do a lot of reading, do a little writing, and then you can take the little dog for a walk in the middle of the day as usual, and then when you get back you can start your day. And I did that, and we went walking in the woods, and it was great. And then I got back and I was right back on the couch, and it's extremely comfortable. It's a little two-seater couch. It's extremely comfortable, and it's tucked here in the corner in between two windows, and the afternoon was just as beautiful as the morning, and I just didn't do it. I just didn't end up doing anything. I just didn't end up making any videos. Sorry about that. That's a major interruption when it comes to this channel. So I thought we'd go through a little mail, the morning's mail. A little bit on the soggy side, but we'll see what we have. See if it's of any interest. Start with the first one. What have we got here? Oh, great. Fantastic. I love this series. It's a booking series. Great. Okay, this is probably not for a while yet. Yeah, this is late November. This is Chokehold by David Moody. And this is part of his Hater series, set in the world of his Hater novels, which are fantastic. If you're in the mood for a totally action-oriented, brainless zombie novel, the Hater books can't be beat. As claustrophobic and violent as its name implies, Chokehold by David Moody is the unsettling third installment of the Final War series. Set in the world of the Hater trilogy, Moody's new top-drawer horror novel will provoke, disturb, and entertain. It is perfect for readers of John Maybury and Max Brooks, and which of us are not readers of those two authors? A series of nuclear strikes has left huge swaths of the country uninhabitable. It's a level playing field now. Both Hater and Unchanged alike have to fight to stay alive. In other words, Haters are the zombie creatures and the Unchanged are normal humans. Both have retreated to their camps to regroup less than 20 miles away from each other. It's here that the last major battle of the Final War will inevitably be fought, but neither side has any idea what's waiting for them just around the corner. Both armies are ready to fight to the death, each of their leaders hell-bent on victory. Their tactics are uniformly simple. Strike first, get the enemy in a chokehold, and then strangle the life out of them. Alright. I won't say that this is... I would not have liked opening this book yesterday. Yesterday was a pure summer idyll. Whereas this, today, is very much Donegal weather. It's a barely visible rain falling straight down. It's cold, it seeps into your bones. And it's just a gray, hammered pewter sky that just hasn't let up and isn't going to let up. The only reason that I'm not doom and glooming it is because although a great deal of rain is forecast for this coming week, a great deal of sun and heat is too. So I'm willing to I've got this thing wired up. I've got the phone wired up so it doesn't run out of power. I'm still experimenting with positions here. That means I've got a wire to contend with. Alright, so let's see what this next one is. I imagine if I'm just gentle, that this will work, right? If I'm gentle, then this will work. So what is this next one? Oh my, okay. Alright, this is an October release, and it's yet another example of something that we have seen a good solid dozen of so far now. Little World War II niche histories. One tank division, one spy, one mission. And this is very much along those lines. This is by Erich Lichtblau, and it is Return to the Reich, a Holocaust refugee's secret mission to defeat the Nazis. Let's see here. And the author won a Pulitzer Prize. And in this book he tells the remarkable story of Fred Meyer, the single most daring and productive spy the Americans had until he was caught. A German-born Jew who escaped Nazi Germany only to return as an American commando on a secret mission behind enemy lines. Growing up in Germany, Freddie Meyer witnessed the Nazis rise to power. When he was 16, his family made the decision to flee to the United States. They were among the last Jews to escape. In America, Freddie tried enlisting the day after Pearl Harbor, only to be rejected as, quote, an enemy alien, because he was German. He was soon recruited by the OSS, the country's first spy outfit before the CIA. Freddie, joined by Dutch Jewish refugees, parachuted into Austria as the leader of Operation Green Up, meant to deter Hitler's last stand. He posed as a Nazi officer and a French POW for months, dispatching reports to the OSS, holed up with a radio in a nearby attic. The reports contained a goldmine of information, providing key intelligence about the Battle of the Bulge, and allowed the Allies to bomb 20 Nazi trains. On the verge of the Allied victory, Freddie was captured by the Gestapo and tortured and waterboarded for days. Remarkably, he persuaded the Nazi commander for the region to surrender, completing one of the most successful OSS missions of the war. And this author has just gone into the archives and learned as much as there is to know about this guy and his mission. Okay, Return to the Reich. All right, that goes on a shelf that I am now developing of these little World War II histories, these small-scale World War II histories, as opposed to the big ones. Like there's a big one that's coming on the naval war in the Pacific, but this is very much different from that. This is oh my, okay. Boy, oh boy. All right, so zombies in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. A German spy for the Americans who was captured and tortured by the Nazis. We're having a bit of a grim mail haul here, and it just gets worse. Here, this is a book on Leon Klinghoffer, the Achille Lauro. Wow. Okay, so do we have a description? Yes, we do. Oh God, I don't know. I'm going to want to read this. I mean, I am going to want to read it in one sense, but you know what I mean. It's not going to be easy to read. This is by Julie Salomon, and it's An Innocent Bystander. And there, the cover is the wake of a major ship into which Klinghoffer was thrown. I don't know how many young people will even know the story of the Achille Lauro. For many Americans, the age of terrorism in the United States began on September 11th, 2001. No, baby, you can't come up here. You're going to knock this over. But that was just another chapter in a longer story. In this richly reported new book, a riveting examination of what could be called the first war on terrorism, the author shows, long before the internet, the extraordinary ripple effects of our globally connected world as the price 3 families paid for a single act. No, baby, you can't come up here. You're going to come up here and knock this over. You have to get back down. It's, of course, she's been sleeping peacefully on her teddy bear pillow on the floor for the last hour. But now there's a camera on the couch, exactly where she would ordinarily go. It's the only place she wants to be in the world. She's woken up and she's just staring at this spot where the camera is. So this spot for filming clearly isn't going to work. Let's see. Where were we? On October 3rd, 1985, a disabled Jewish New Yorker named Leon Klinghoffer and his wife boarded an Italian luxury cruise ship, the Achille Lauro, to celebrate their 36th wedding anniversary on the Mediterranean Sea with friends. 4 days later, 4 Palestinian fedayeen hijacked the ship and took the passengers and crew hostage. Leon Klinghoffer was shot in the head, his body and wheelchair thrown overboard. His murder became a flashpoint in the struggle between Israelis and Arabs, a major turning point for the Reagan administration, and offered Americans a horrifying preview of what it means when terrorism hits home. Okay. So, Julie Salomon is an author and journalist who has written notable nonfiction books about show business, philanthropy, the Holocaust, the insanity defense, and the modern medical care. And this is her book. This is her history of Leon Klinghoffer and the Achille Lauro. Oh my. Okay. All right. Let's just do this. This came out today or yesterday or Tuesday, so I got to get to it. I've got to get to it right away. Let's see here. Let's see if we come up with something just a tiny bit less depressing. Okay. All right. This is one that I've already read. I highly recommend it. It's really, really good. If you like nature books, then this is really, really good. This also comes out in June. No, this comes out in early July. Okay, there's a huge amount of material here. This is by Anne Sverdrup Thygesen, and the original title was Buzz, Sting, Bite. It was a book about the natural history, the wonders, and the importance of insects in the world, about how they're sort of a foundational group that every other group relies on. The Finnish copy has a new title, Review Copy Not for Resale. And I say that because it's by far the most prominent and eye-catching thing on the cover. So I'm assuming it's the title. I again, don't agree with it at all. I think that Buzz, Sting, Bite was a much better title for the book. But no matter what it's titled, I highly recommend it. I'm assuming that in your bookstores, when this comes out in July, you will just be able to look for that sticker that says Review Copy Not for Resale. Because if that isn't the case, then that would mean that the publisher of the book put that sticker on there specifically for reviewers and prospective editors. And what publisher would do that to a group of people that's trying at poverty wages to promote their own product? No publisher in their right mind would do that. That's not only vindictive, but petty. Now, it's got to be that that's the new title of the book. So when you're in bookstores, I guess you'll just look for the bright, gaudy, irremovable yellow sticker on the cover. But again, regardless of what the book is called, if you like natural history, this is eye-opening and tremendously affectionately written. This author writes with a great deal of affection for a bunch of creatures that maybe you didn't feel affection for, and you will after this book. Great. So we have something that's not quite so doom and gloomy. And then we've got one more to go here until I can let Frida back up on this. The only thing that she wants in the whole world is to jump up here and sit on this camera. So I got to figure out something else to do here. Let's see what this next one is. Oh, okay, all right. Okay, this has been our last book is a thriller. Again, a July release. Okay, great. So this is Layover by David Bell. Since his debut novel Cemetery Girl, published in 2011, David Bell has become one of the most revered and well-received thriller authors in recent memory. Not only by his readers, but by reviewers and his peers as well. Oh, really? Oh, really? I can't speak to his peers, and I'm happy that readers have found an author they like, but reviewers? Each of his novels has showcased David's ability to craft some of the smartest, most gripping novels that have drawn comparisons with those of Jeffrey Deaver, Harlan Coben, and Lisa Gardner. Okay, but what about this book? I'm perfectly willing to believe that he's the greatest thing since sliced cheese, but what about this book? Okay, Layover surprisingly opens in a mundane fashion. A pit stop at the Atlanta airport. In it, Joshua Fields is a commercial real estate developer whose job is a whirlwind of meetings, hotels, TSA lines, boarding passes, and of course, layovers. However, when he picks up a dropped cell phone from a beautiful woman, it's like the beginning of a love story. This can't end well. Joshua asks Morgan for a drink at the airport and feels an immediate, almost unbelievable connection. Over drinks, the two share vague, if engaging, conversation until suddenly Morgan kisses Joshua passionately and says, "I'm sorry, but we're never going to see each other again." Joshua is taken aback, his mind a whirlwind of is that our second whirlwind? Yes, it is. His mind a whirlwind of what just happened. When Morgan disappears into the crowd, Joshua is shocked to see her face on a nearby TV. The reason? Morgan is a missing person. Desperate to find answers, and perhaps against his better judgment, Joshua decides to find out what Morgan's true story is. However, what he finds is a tangled knot of deception, lies, and secrets that put him in the path of danger. I'm very grateful to know that it doesn't put him in the path of a whirlwind. All right. Okay, great. So it's the classic hook, right? I mean, the willing suspension of disbelief happens immediately because a man in Joshua Field's position, although intrigued, would never act. He would just tell the story. He would dine out on the story for a few weeks and then forget about it. In this case, I'm sure that he, boards the wrong plane, goes chasing, whatever, and encounters all sorts of skullduggery. But you know, we've discussed on this channel many times. You do suspend your disbelief when it comes to thrillers because none of them make any sense. So great. So we have Layover. How am I going to do this? Layover. We have a review copy not for resale about the wonder of insects. We have An Innocent Bystander about the hijacking of the Achille Lauro and the killing of Leon Klinghoffer. We have Return to the Reich, another Nazi-era niche history. And we have Chokehold, in which the changed and the unchanged fight each other for the scraps of habitability on a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Just right for a Sunday afternoon. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up and make peace with my little bean. But I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.